Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be giving you an updated review on the smart desk that I bought a few months ago. As promised, TAKK did get in touch with me eventually and they have replaced this desk. Now keep in mind, I have kept this desk for maybe the last 2 months just to make sure I didn't have a replay of the issues I had with the previous desk. If you haven't seen that video and you'd like to, I'll leave it up here on a card for you to click on. This is my replacement desk that I originally paid for. It was covered under warranty. These guys do have a 60-month warranty for the wood and a 1-year warranty for the electronics. So this desk I have paid for entirely by myself. TAKK is not paying me anything towards this review. All thoughts and opinions are my own. And if you happen to get a bad piece or one that's slightly faulty, I am not liable for that. You can take it up entirely with TAKK. Now, if you're one of those people who had any of the issues that I had with my previous desk, or any small issues otherwise with your TAKK desk, and you can't get in touch with their customer care for whatever reason, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below. I'll be happy to screenshot it and share it with the TAKK representative that I've been in touch with. He'll certainly get in touch with you. He has helped a few people who have left comments in my previous video, and I'd genuinely be happy to help you out that way. I did wait about 75 days for the first desk to come in, and then this one for the replacement took another 90 days, but then that was through the lockdown, so it was okay, and I didn't feel it so much because I really needed a workspace. So the first 75 days I waited for the first desk really did pinch, but waiting for the 90 didn't feel as bad because I did have that workspace. But TAKK was kind enough to send me a printer tray complimentary just to compensate me for the amount of time I waited. I did tell them it's okay, there's no issue, I'll pay them for it, but they said no, it's fine. It's just as a goodwill gesture from their end. So thank you, TAKK, for sending me the printer tray. I'm using it for my subwoofer now. First, let me speak about what issues I had with my previous desk. Apart from the wood cracking on one side, which I mentioned in the previous video, it started splitting on the right side as well in some time. It clearly wasn't properly treated wood. Whoever these guys were sourcing the wood from was definitely scamming them, I feel. The first week I had it, there were no signs of it. It was perfectly fine. Time is what showed the issues with that specific desk. The monitor bar I ordered from them was just one solid plank of wood. What they showed on the website was the same finish as the desk. So when I got just this one strip of black wood with a different finish, it was kind of upsetting because it's not what they were advertising for. The panels that sit at the back of the desk where you just over the wires, they were totally scratched and scuffed. Obviously it wasn't packed properly, they weren't padded very well, so it got messed up. So all in all, I was really upset with that desk. Apart from the small damages, the wood split and the UV light was giving trouble, so I could claim the warranty. Now, I came out with the video before speaking to anyone at TAKK just to see if they'd bother calling me if they saw the video or otherwise. Turns out, at least at the time, I got a call maybe a month after I received the desk, and I was told that they usually do this with every other customer. So when I spoke to this gentleman, I told him that these are the issues I have, and I've also put a review online. He said he hadn't seen the video, so I sent him the link. After seeing the video, he understood very well what my issues were, and this was the same gentleman that helped me out with speeding up the process with the desk, and the gentleman who helped me book the desk back in November when I did. Anyway, after he understood all the issues, he decided to send me a new desk, and then the lockdown happened again, and the lockdown went on for quite a while, so I didn't get this new desk for up to 90 days. But when it did eventually arrive, the unboxing experience was pretty much the same as it was for the previous desk. Boxing is the same. So anyway, cue new desk. I opened it, I started assembling it. On first impressions, after opening the box, the quality of the finish had a significant upgrade. The tonal quality of it, the feel, the texture was significantly better than the previous desk, which of course got me quite excited about it, and I was sitting with my fingers crossed hoping the wood wouldn't split again after a week. The panels at the back of the desk right here were fitting really snug, so they didn't have the chance to pop out and get scratched like the previous desk did. They still fit very snug, and I do prefer the way these fit to the old one. So moving forward, my next issue was, what about the UV light? Turns out TAKK has done a silent update on the UV light, because the previous system was a micro switch that would switch on and off depending if the drawer below was closed or opened. This was pretty faulty, so it worked maybe 1 out of the 50 times that I used it. This time what TAKK has done is they've put a little switcher under the panels at the back, so you can switch it on and off manually, or you can sync it with your phone via an app. Now through the app you can go into it and switch it on and off, which is very neat because this system works. It's been working for the last 2 months, at least last when I checked it, it still worked, no issues whatsoever. But here's my issue with this specific system. The previous system was ingenious because it was automated. You closed the drawer, the UV light came on, disinfected your keyboard and mouse and whatever gadgets you had over there, and switched off after 5 minutes. This one, however, it's one more thing you need to go into your phone for. So you have to whip out your phone, unlock it, open the app, switch it on, remember to switch it off. To me, it's a pain. I mean, you may enjoy using UV light like that for disinfection, but for me, it's something that should just work like the previous one, in the sense it should be automated. There is a slight inconvenience to it, in my opinion. Now, the thing is, they are giving you electronics that work now as opposed to previously, which means they are again working on their systems. The other gripe I had was with the monitor bar that I mentioned. Now, TAKK did send me a new monitor bar, but I was a bit confused because the previous box was huge. This one just came in a sleek and slender cardboard box. So I opened it and I called this guy from TAKK. I was like, hey, where is the stand? So he told me he sent me the wooden panel and not the entire stand because I already had it. I did appreciate this because this saves on wastage. There's no extra material being used and so on. There was a little bit of carpentry work that had to be done, in the sense I just had to drill slight surface holes so that the previous screws could go into the new panel. The new mount is significantly better. In fact, this is what it should have been in the start. It's exactly the same finish as the desk. It's in the Malaysian oak finish. It is comb jointed much like the desk, and it's got a spray of epoxy resin, so it matches really well, and it makes the desk look like it's that much deeper, giving it a much nicer look. Of course, all the features stay the same with the desk. They have not really changed things significantly, just small minor improvements to make it better. The wireless charging still stands. It works perfectly fine. It's still working for me 2 months later. The iPad holder also still works perfectly fine. It's just there to hold it. It does it okay. The stationery holder, it's nice, it works, but the one thing that I don't like about it is it goes way too deep. So if I sharpen my pencils too short, there comes a point in time where I can't use them. It would have been nice if there was a little step on the inside so the stationery could stick out a little furthermore, but that's me just splitting hairs. I've been using this desk for about 2 months now, and I've been waiting to see if any of the wood splits like it did in the previous desk. There's absolutely no sign of that happening. It's still in very good condition. So let me get to the assembly of it. TAKK does provide a manual for the assembly of this desk, but it is not idiot proof. It does need a lot more detail so that you or anyone at home could assemble it very easily. For example, the main mounting bolts that go under the main bar, there are 5 bolts that go inside. I didn't make this mistake with my first desk, but I did with this. You get a whole bunch of screws, so bolts. So the shorter ones are supposed to go into that. So it just goes in through the bar and goes into the mounting socket that's just under the wood. I accidentally put the longer bolt while I was testing to see which bolts go where. And the thing is, if you go through the bar, you also go through the mounting area, which also goes through the wood. So I have damaged the wood underneath this, but TAKK should mention which bolts to use in their manuals just so that nobody else damages their desks. I'm okay with this because it's not really seen and the desk is pretty solid. It's not really compromised the strength or structure of the desk. Another small issue I had with this is it does have a very nice smooth finish on the surface. It's practically flawless, as well as on the side, as you can see here. There are 2 unsanded blemishes here on the vertical plane that can stick out like a sore thumb purely because it doesn't match the rest of the finish. So let's talk about the power management unit, which is under these panels for the cable management as well. What's neat about it is from the beginning, it's always supported 4 separate sockets. So you can power anything from your computer to your screens, if you've got active monitors or whatever you choose. There are 4 of these there. It does have a fuse protector, so you know if there's a surge, your gadgets are safe. What I liked about the previous one was there was a separate USB on the underneath of the drawer for the wireless charger. They seem to have changed the system a bit because now the USBs inside are, well, 2 like it was before, but there's no separate third USB for the wireless charger. So if I want the wireless charger to work, one of the two gets occupied, so I'm left with only one. So what I've done is I've picked up a USB hub and I've plugged it into the one USB that's available. I've done that because I like to have some LED lights on that are mounted behind the monitor bar and some LED lights underneath here. These are not included with the TAKK desk. I brought them separately. So another thing you have to keep in mind about this PDU unit is the new one has horizontally mounted USBs, not vertically like the previous one. So when you're mounting a 3-pin plug close to the USB, the wire can hit and contact the USB cable that's connected. So what I've done is, if I've got a 2-pin plug, I've put it on the inside so it doesn't hit the USB cable. Now, of course, the Berlin series desk is TAKK's flagship desk, and it is a modular desk, which makes it quite cool because you can add your CPU trays, your printer trays, like the one I have. You can add your monitor bar. You can also add separate speaker stands, and now I'm told that they don't come in a black option, but you can get a Malaysian oak finish, so everything fits and looks seamless with the rest of your desk. The modular components fit on pretty easily. At least the CPU tray that I have, it just sort of hooks in and sits very comfortably. It's metal, so it's not going to bend, warp. It holds the weight very well. The monitor bar does have nuts and bolts that you need to put into the main mounts for support, because it's taking a heavy load with monitors and whatever else is resting on it. And I'm sure even the speaker stands can also take a considerable amount of weight depending on what speakers you're using. Now, all these issues I'm mentioning now are not as big as the issues I faced with the first desk, which was manufactured most probably in October of last year. It seems as if TAKK has been trying to improve their level of quality over the past few months to better their product. Now, keep in mind, TAKK is a startup, so they have been learning as they go along and trying to better their product. And the evidence is clearly here with this desk. They've made the few silent updates. They have tried to make things a lot more reliable. This specific desk that I've been using over the last 2 months is exactly what the primary desk should have been that I had received. Turns out, however, TAKK had realized all the issues. They were outsourcing manufacturing of this to other vendors. Now all of this has moved to in-house manufacturing. This is a Make in India project, and they have a lot of men and women working on the same project, trying to better their skills and make this product even better than it was. And I can honestly say they have succeeded in doing that compared to the last desk that I had. A huge issue that they did have in the past was committing to delivery times, because they'd say 25 to 30 days and people would end up getting it 75 days later like I did, or even longer for some. But I have been told that they are upping their scale now because their quality has improved. The people working on the same project have been trained even better than they were before. And one of the bigger problems that TAKK had was delivery times, because you'd order your desk, you'd wait the 25 to 30 days, and then you'd have no clue what was going on. So TAKK has been speaking to a lot of distributors, people like Blue Dart and so on. Now they're trying to reach all across the country. I think they've got their system working much better than it was before. I've been told that people are receiving their desks not in 75 to 90 days, but maybe 35 days from order or 40 days from order. Also, another thing that they've changed is they were making 2 to 5 desks a day earlier last year. And I have heard that they've been upping their production now up to 20 or 25 desks a day. So hopefully, even that 30 to 40 day delivery period from date of billing should reduce significantly moving forward. So now, considering TAKK has been doing these silent updates and improving their quality quietly on the side, it did get me wondering about the pricing. I bought this desk for about 24,999, and I did ask them if they are planning on increasing their prices. Turns out they are, because quality does cost, and hopefully they're not going to be increasing it by too much. I'm thinking maybe the Berlin 59 series that I have, which went for 24,999 at one point, should maybe go for about 29,999 or somewhere around 30,000. If it goes for anything less than that, I think it's really a steal, because this is what the desk should have been to begin with. It's a very nice piece of furniture, and it's a very nice workspace. Now, something that these guys have told me is that they do ship abroad as well. There have been a few people who like these desks and they've requested for them. So if you're somebody who is viewing this video from international waters, feel free to get in touch with TAKK, because I think they do have a process to ship desks overseas. You can check them out. I'll leave their link below if you want to buy one of their desks. It's nice to see that they've been coming out with certain small updates and improving their fit and finish. They were just a baby last year, and they still are, because they've just completed a year since they sold their first desk, and they have been learning from their mistakes and improving on those exact mistakes and trying to make sure that their customer stays happy. They have replaced people's desks that have had issues, and they have a very honest approach, at least what I think, to their new customers today. They have been expanding as well. They don't just make the Berlin anymore. They have launched more add-ons for the Berlin, and they have also expanded to making a new desk that they are going to call TAKK Madras. I'm told that it comes in various sizes, and you also will get an option if you want a standing option of it, so you can increase the height to various stages. But I don't know the exact details about it. Maybe if TAKK is open to sending a desk for me for review, I'll review that desk sometime. So if you are considering looking for a nice smart desk working from home with much better finish than it was to begin with, and I'm sure all desks that are coming out henceforth are going to be significantly better than even the desk I'm sitting next to, I definitely recommend TAKK for you, because it is also made in India, and I'm all for supporting that. So anyway, I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope if you had issues with your desk, it's been rectified. And remember to like and subscribe if you like the content on my channel, and thank you for tuning into Paul's POV for some sound advice.